Hi everyone.
Hi.
Today we're going to make keto crackers.
Yes, these are super easy, basically only 3 ingredients, and they're not too seedy, because I know sometimes with seed crackers some people find them a bit too on the kind of bird
They got
food,
seeds in them.
bird food side. So these ones don't have any seeds in them. They're made with almond flour and they're very easy and they still have a nice kind of crunch to them.
And my test of a good cracker is how much dip can you load onto one cracker.
These
So
are
it's got to be
very
sturdy. Yep.
Very sturdy. Okay, so we have our ingredients here. So we're going to use the Mingle all-purpose seasoning to season these. This one you can actually buy at Coles. It's in different packaging, but it's this kind of blue colour. And we also have 1 egg white, a cup of almond flour, and some salt. And that's how easy
it sounds pretty easy.
So we're just going to put everything in a bowl. So we've got our almond flour. I'm going to pop a tablespoon of the seasoning. Now, if you wanted to use a different kind of flavouring for them, you certainly could. Like, you could use a different one of the
Any, really.
Yeah. Or your own, seasoning mix at home. This is just one that we like. Just going to put a little bit of salt in. And then I'm just going to toss this around a little bit.
So we've already got the oven on 160 degrees Celsius, 320 Fahrenheit. So that's ready to go.
And now we're just going to take our egg white, pop it in. Now, it might seem like when you first do it that it's not going to come together into a dough, like it seems like there's not enough liquid. But if you keep going, it will.
So there's a bunch of different popular kind of keto low carb crackers that you can make at home. We like the salami crackers and the cheese crisps. They are a little bit more fragile than this, so can't hold a great deal of dip. And Erica just broke. Luckily we have about 45 spatulas.
So you can see at the start it seemed like there wasn't enough liquid for the amount of flour, but it's come together into this nice dough now. So what we're going to do is take the dough and roll it out between 2 sheets of baking paper. Okay, so we've got our baking paper here. And then I'm just going to pop another sheet on the top. This is just the easiest way to roll it out. And I usually just kind of push it out a little bit first. Now, I guess with this it depends how kind of precise you want to be about it. I don't really mind
Rustic?
Yeah, I don't mind rustic. That's a good way of putting it down.
Or homemade. Or there's lots of terms used for when it doesn't look, like perfect.
But if you want, you could get the ruler out and kind of make sure the edges are really straight and that you have, very uniform size and shape of your crackers.
I like it rustic.
You like it rustic?
Yeah,
That's good. That's lucky. Your aim is here to try and get it into a rectangle. And we want to try and get it pretty thin, because the thinner it is, kind of the crispier your crackers are going to be.
So as I was saying before, the cheese and salami crackers are really good. We have recipes for those. We'll link them in the description below. But they don't hold up to a big heavy dip. Another popular option is a cheese-based cracker that has almond flour and cheese, so it's a bit like a fathead dough that's made into a cracker. We did that only once a really long time ago, and we didn't like the crackers, so we haven't really made that again. And we used to make seed crackers a lot, so seed crackers are also super popular. Again, for me, they're a little bit fragile. They're crunchy, but they don't quite have the hold of this cracker, in my opinion. What do you prefer?
I think
I like this one.
It depends what I want it for. I don't mind a seed cracker if I'm having it for like lunch with curried egg or something on it.
Or
like
avo or something.
Like a decent sized one. Whereas this is more like if I'm having a grazing platter or dips and crackers, I prefer this type of one.
Yeah.
So I've got it fairly thin and fairly even. Now it's not in a nice rectangle, but you could certainly kind of cut it all off around the edges, and it does kind of you can just push it back together if you want to make it into a nice square shape, rectangle shape, but I'm just going with random. So now you want to score it to the size crackers that you want at the end. And my tip here is to kind of just press down and then pull up. Like, don't try and drag the knife through it, or it won't. It'll just kind of tear the dough together. Yeah. So you just want to make, like, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you just want to make sure there's a line there for it to break once it's cooked.
And by doing this, it means that they are easy to make into crackers once it's cooked, right?
Yeah, otherwise you're trying to break them apart. So you could do whatever, triangles. I'm just going with kind of rectangular squares here. Okay, so we've got them all scored here. So just now take this and pop it straight onto your tray like this. It's very easy to do. You don't have to try and handle them now or anything. Probably if you had a slightly bigger tray. Or make it a bit more rectangle if you're better at rolling than I am. But we're just going to pop it in the oven now for about 10 to 12 minutes. And you'll see it'll start to kind of go golden brown. It kind of depends on your oven a bit, and what you might need to do, it might like brown around the edges but still be quite pale in the middle, so you could just take these ones out and pop these ones back in for a minute or two, because you do want them to kind of crisp up a little bit. But we'll pop them in the oven and see how they go. Okay, so that was about 12 minutes. We've just got them out of the oven, and you can see it's kind of golden brown all over, but now we just want to let them cool down completely. So they might not be, like, they're not going to be crisp at the moment. You need to let them cool down, and then once they're cooled down, we'll have a taste test.
So when do you separate them? When they're completely cool, then you kind of pull them off?
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Okay.
Okay, so our crackers have cooled down completely. Now is the fun part, because you get to break them apart. They should come apart pretty easily where you've scored them. So you can see what I mean. We end up with some rustic ones and some perfect ones, so it depends how in-depth you want to go with it. So I'm just going to break them up and pop them on a plate. And you want to try and get them reasonably thin. You'll see that's when you get kind of the crispiest option.
Okay, so to prove my point, I've got some dip here. This is just some cauliflower hummus that Eric has been experimenting with. I will go with the perfect shaped one.
I like the look of the seasoning in there as well.
Yeah, I know. Looks like a really good cracker.
Yeah.
Crunchy.
That was a good amount of dip.
I'm always going to load as much dip as possible.
So you just want to store these in an airtight container, and they will keep for a while. So you could definitely make them a couple of days ahead if you were having a celebration or something, but I think they're perfect for a grazing platter, or to have with some dips, or with cheese even.
Because there's no cheese in them, they would go really well with some nice Mercy Valley cheddar cheese, or something like that. If you had Christmas drinks and you were just putting out nibbles, they would be perfect as well. And
they're honestly so easy to make. They're not fiddly at all. Like, you literally just mix everything together, roll it out and score it. So I think they're a real winner.
Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, guys. If you have, please give us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, because there's a few different Christmas stuff happening over December. So be subscribed so you don't miss out.
Yes.
Thanks so much for watching. Bye.